Hi, my name is Christopher Haynes. I'd like to thank you for joining me as I reminisce about my 2013 spring brown bear tag on Kodiak Island. It all began roughly February of 2012 in Kandahar province of Afghanistan, if you believe that. I just returned from an operation that didn't go so well and was a pretty bad day. Late at night, or probably about 2 in the morning, when I got back to our outpost and sat down and was going through my computer because I had to send some reports, I saw that I had an email that was titled "Congratulations," and that sounded like something I wanted to see. So I opened it up, and sure enough, a friend of mine had sent me an email telling me that he had saw that I had drawn a Kodiak brown bear tag. To say the least, I was pretty happy. Due to the events of that day, I couldn't be very happy, but I was pretty happy. I drew the Delta Bravo 234 tag, which is for Kiliuda Bay. I started research almost immediately, any time that I had while I was still deployed, and then once I got home, everything I could find on hunting brown bear to hunting bear on Kodiak Island to Kiliuda Bay, I was very much into. I attended seminars on judging bears. This comes into play, you'll see in the video. I misjudged a bear. Actually, I judged it correctly and then talked myself out of it, so I guess the seminar taught me well, but I didn't pay attention to myself. Then I needed to decide what gear I was going to take. I already owned a Savage 116 338 Win Mag, which I'd used to take things in Alaska. I wasn't sure if that's what I wanted to take to Kodiak. I really thought that I wanted a 375, either H&H or Ruger, but I decided that the 338 Win Mag was going to be plenty of punch, and honestly anything 30 caliber and above is probably fine, but when trying to really anchor that bear, the extra power comes into play. I also had to decide what load, and I hand load these. I went with the 225 grain Barnes tipped triple shock bullet. Performance is phenomenal, both group wise, which is out of that rifle about 3/4 of an inch with 5 shots at 100 yards, and then what it does to the game is even better. The Alaska Outdoor Forum helped a lot. I couldn't find anyone to go with me on this hunt. I drew the tag, which is the real hard part. I got the equipment together, I did the research. I didn't want to hang out on Kodiak Island by myself trying to find and hunt the largest land mammal carnivore in the world, so I needed someone to go with me, and had a real hard time. Finally, due to the Outdoor Forum, I linked up with Matt Gitling, and he said, "Hey, I'm down for an adventure," so we went. I apologize for the length of this film, but what I was going for is the full experience. I wanted you to see everything from the flight in to the terrain, and just the fact that you do far more glassing and sitting there than you do actual stalking and shooting of bear. Because when I went to go, I couldn't find anything on this particular bay, so I wanted people to be able to see the terrain. Thanks for joining, and I hope you enjoy it. Right, it's May 1st, almost 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and that's our plane getting loaded up. Pretty much maxed it on weight. See my salt sitting on that wet dock. I really hope that doesn't affect it. But a little bit of rain, not too bad. It's gonna do it again tomorrow, but Saturday it's supposed to clear up, so we shall see. Flying out with Andrews Air. Everything, hospitality has been incredible. Highly recommend it. Well, camp is set up, and there's our view. Nice south facing slope, as well as the ocean coming up there. Tents up, tarps up, cook spot. Only thing right now is the bear fence doesn't work. So I have to keep trying to figure that out. so far it looks like a good spot, but no bear yet. Didn't see any flying in, so hopefully tomorrow or tonight. Well, it's day one, Kodiak Island. It's May 2nd. We're out here on the hilltop glassing. Seen some tracks in the snow, but no bear. My partner says this is when the boredom starts. It's pretty country. It's a good south-facing slope. Snow's burnt off of it. So, sure looks like a bear ought to come out sometime. And out there you got Kiliuda Bay. Way down there below us. Off the point of my finger down in there is right. It looks not very far away, but getting up here was definitely a hump. And most importantly to note, when you're packing your stuff to come out here, don't leave your puffy jacket on your pillow, on your cot back in the tent, or you'll be cold, like I am right now. Well, it's a 3:15 on day one, May 2nd, and it's still raining. We've been out here all day, kind of tucked into a spot that keeps us out of the wind, but definitely still in the rain. Could be worse though, we could be socked into the tent, not even be able to get out, so I'm glad it's not that bad. And according to the last weather I saw before we took off, it should clear up tonight. Hopefully that's true. One definite plus is good rain gear. Definitely putting it to the test here. I'm chilly but comfortable. And appear to be dry, even though everything on the outside's wet, so it's good. But really hoping the sun breaks out behind us here soon. We got a spot way up here on the mountain. I'm not sure how close I can get to it. Right there. Can't tell what it is very well. Sorry for all the shaking. But it hasn't moved all day, so I don't think it's a bear, but I think it very well may be den. There are tracks around it, but not coming out of it, so we'll keep our eye on it. Quick shot of these guys here behind our camp. some, I think it's seals. Playing in the water. Get a little closer. Yeah, the other one went down, but there's got to be some good fishing right here off the shore, because these seals are always here, and today a fishing boat came through. Sit out here fishing for a long time. He's just sitting there. There he goes. Well, it's the morning of day 2, and we're back up here glassing. No bear yet. We have seen some deer though, which is a confidence booster. Something's actually alive. Got my puffy jacket today. It's all good. A lot warmer, and there's no rain so far. So, a little more enjoyable. We're currently up here just above where we were yesterday. But here in a little bit, I think we're gonna go on up the ridge and get up there on that knoll, so we can see back in this side of the valley better. We can see this side over here pretty well, but we'll see what happens. Found a bald eagle sitting in his nest here just below us. Quite a few eagles out here. And we found more deer over there, but no bear. I figure if we can spot a little 100-pound deer, we ought to be able to spot a 1,000-pound bear. So we're gonna move up to this next knoll, try and get a little bit more of a commanding view. Alright, well, we finally made it up here to where I wanted to get today, and I don't know how much you can see behind me, but I can see probably more of the valley from this spot than any other spot combined, so this would be the place to be. However, it takes a hot minute to get here. It's now just a little afternoon, which is okay. Bears should be bedded down. But our day 1 spot in this position is way down there. And camp is way down there somewhere. Not sure if I can focus in on it, but it's down there, hiding in those trees. It may look slow and gradual getting up here, and I know it does, but trust me, at times the hill was right in front of my face as we were climbing. And we've seen more deer, so hopefully we'll see some bears. Beautiful view. Well, just to show you how quickly things can turn here on Kodiak, we had a beautiful morning, clear skies, hiked all the way up here to the top, and right now we're setting up a shelter because everything is completely socked in. You're looking at the same exact view that I gave you earlier, except now you can't see 50 yards and it's raining. It's actually kind of snowing. Good times, huh, Matt?
Oh yeah.
Thank goodness for the blue tarp. Well, it's the afternoon of day 2, and we've seen a bunch of deer. There's actually one right down here. I don't think I can find it on this, so it's laying down. But it's been laid down for like 3 hours now, and it just continues to rain. All the fog and clouds did move out though, so we can actually see again. But the rain's pretty discouraging. I'm not really a bear expert, but I'm pretty sure they found themselves a hole to crawl off into. Thank goodness for the blue tarp. Supposedly tomorrow it's going to be sunshiny, so we'll see. Well, it's May 4th, and when I woke up it was pouring down rain, so we decided to hold off a little bit. The rain seems to have stopped, so we're getting out and getting ready to move out. And everything felt colder, probably because there's fresh snow everywhere. As you can see, it doesn't look like it's focusing well, but everywhere that we were yesterday is now covered in snow. Fun times. Yeah, it's day 3 on the 4th. We're set up watching different drainages than we were yesterday. Last night, just before dark, we spotted a bear come out of this drainage. Problem is, it looked like it kept heading, so I seriously doubt it turned around. But we're hoping maybe we can see something over here today. Weather's a little bit nicer, thankfully. There's snow on the ground this morning though. Yesterday we were over 2 miles away from it, but that bear was just down there. Came out of those alders right there. And the last we saw him, he was heading that way. Couldn't really tell, but it had a pretty blocky appearance to it. Looked like a decent bear. Hopefully we find another one. Now they all went away. We're walking back to camp, taking the easy route, and all these little guys are watching us. Curious seals. They were a little bit closer a second ago. Took a minute to get the camera out. Five or six of them there. He may have went under. Well, it's the 5th of May, and as you can probably see behind me, the weather has greatly improved. I was actually sweating a whole lot more coming up the mountain today, which I didn't enjoy, but it feels good sitting here. Yesterday was kind of interesting. We didn't see any bear, which was disappointing. However, yesterday morning, about this time, around 9 o'clock, a plane landed down by our camp. And then later on, a boat showed up. By the time we got home last night, there's a whole armada of tents set up next to ours, about 100 meters away. There's a local guide with 2 clients in there. It's kind of unfortunate. Didn't plan on seeing people out here, let alone sit up right next to me, but he was pretty cordial about it. I guess we're in an area that he always hunts, which that's great. They've got a boat, so it looked like this morning they took off across the bay. We'll keep hunting in here. And we decided to keep out of each other's hair, so hopefully that'll be the case. But, we're going to push back in here a little farther today, wind permitting, which I believe it is, so see if we can't find one of these bears. Well, we're up here at our destination for today. This little observation point allows me to see every bit of this valley until it wraps around the corner, so this is the best field of view there is. However, as you can see, snow everywhere. I don't know if you can tell, cut a little chair out in the snow. A couple of days ago, the snow was hard. We walked across it fine. Today we were post-holing up to our knees. Just, I don't know if we'll be coming up here anymore, so hopefully today we'll spot a big one and get on him. Show you this view that I have. Whole valley. There's Matt. And all the way back down in there. Camp's back over there, about a mile away. The wind's kind of wrong right now, but we don't have that many days left, and we're up high, so I'm hoping if it does push the wrong way, that it keeps it above their noses. I don't know if that makes sense, but hopefully it'll disperse enough that we won't get busted. Ain't got much of a choice anymore. We got good weather in a few days, so time to make stuff happen. Well, we've had a new development. Seems that we found a bear den. Let's see if I can't zoom in on it here. I don't know how clear that's going to be, but that's it. In the center there. You can see a bunch of dirt and stuff has been thrown out of the den. However, there's no tracks coming out of the den. So it leads us to believe that he's still in there. Hopefully he can't really commit till we can confirm it's not a sow and a cub. That's a long walk over there just to get there and not be able to shoot. So we're gonna watch it all day today. If I can't confirm today, then we'll probably be sitting outside it tomorrow morning, staring down in it. Well, it's 6:30 in the afternoon on the 5th of May. At about 5:30, we were way up on our perch. I looked across the way and there's a bear standing in a spot that we've looked at all day. I have no idea how it got there, but couldn't really get a good look. It was moving through the alders. We dropped about 400 feet in elevation in about 10 minutes. Got down here and appears to be a sow, I think. It's in the alder still. I got a remote good look at its head. Snout just doesn't look right. I'm hoping to get a better look at it. It's not a huge bear, I know that. If it was a male, I'd probably go over there and get it. Is that it out in the open, Matt? Or is that a deer right next to it?
Nope, it has not moved.
That deer's gonna walk right into it.
Coming from the left?
Yeah. Oh, the deer's a little bit above it. What a worthless bear.
Oh, I see that deer there. Yeah, the bear just moved a little bit, so I know it's still alive.
Bear is right in there. I seriously doubt that this is clear enough to see. It's back in behind those alders. I just saw a deer. I think that's it right there in the center of the screen. Or it was. It was right in there somewhere. Kinda like to watch the bear take a deer out.
Running right downhill.
What's that?
That deer's running downhill right towards that bear.
Yeah, it is.
They're about 50 yards apart. There's two deer. They ran and met each other. Now one's going up, one's going down.
I can see it with my eye, but I can't hardly find it with the camera. That bear's right in there. Wish it would move. But completely legal bear. About 400 yards away. And I got the wind. All I'd have to do is go down to the bottom, cross over, and shoot. But this is Kodiak Island, so we're gonna wait. Well, it looks like the bear's gonna come out here in the open. There it is. Kodiak brown bear.
I think it is rubbed on its back.
Yeah.
This doesn't look the same. That's why that hump looks so weird.
I'm guessing 8-footer. And I'm not certain, but I think it's a sow. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we got a brown bear down. Probably can't see him because I can't hardly see him, but he's all up in that bush and he's not moving. He was right up there, and we came over here, snuck down to 125 yards. I got set up on my little improvised shooting spot here. My bottom down there, my rifle laying right across here, and I could move this just enough. One shot, 338 Win Mag, and he came tumbling down. We may have given him an extra one for good measure.
He still blinked after he shot, so.
So that's what electrical tape looks like when you blow it off the end of your muzzle. Absolutely essential here on Kodiak. Don't walk around without tape on your muzzle, because you will stick it in the ground and it will get rained and snowed in. Oh, freaking Kodiak bear down.
750.
750. Well, we gotta get moving. We just got back here to our packs, and gotta get all our stuff and get down there and start cutting on this bear. Recap of today, we started out way up there in the snow. Upon seeing this guy, came down the ridge to there, and then came down to here. Then we turned, he was over there in that old big crevice there. We got down within 125 yards, because that's where the big river's at down there, creek, whatever it is. We couldn't get any closer. 125 was good enough. Big bear down. Alright, well, if we got here, there's the bottom of the canyon. Pretty much walking down that water is the only way we're getting out of here with this bear. But whatevs. Bear's right up here. I'm gonna walk up there and make sure it's alright, but he hadn't moved none. And I'll be back. There he is. Oh lordy. It's so steep coming up here. Oh. Get to him here in a second. There he is. Brown bear. I think his back's a little more rubbed than I thought. But oh well. I'm tickled pink. Kodiak brown bear. He ain't very big, but he's all mine. Well, it's the 6th of May, and kind of slept in today because I'm very tired after getting to bed about 2 in the morning. There's my bear. I got some skin work to do. Gotta get some of the fingers out of it. I skipped a step skinning because it got pretty late. Drying out the pack. Pretty treacherous walk back. We had to walk down the river. A little over knee high. All melted snow fed, so extremely cold. And a little celebratory steak and eggs cooking and some taters. brought that along just for such occasion. So I may reshoot this, I don't know. But you know, when it comes down to it, I shot a sow somewhere around 7 foot, maybe and a half, I don't know. Not what I came to Kodiak Island for, but I'm not a very good judge of bears. Not very educated on it. I did try. It's not from lack of trying. I went to seminars, read books, watched videos, things of that nature. But we didn't see many bear in the last, like, I guess 6 days. And you know, I'd like to say that I probably would have been just as happy leaving here without one, but it's probably not true. I didn't shoot it out of desperation. It looked like a very nice bear, and it is. It's a very nice bear. It's just not the 10-foot Kodiak monsters that you hear about. But it's all mine, and I'm very happy with it. The hunt was extremely hard. I'm a pretty well-conditioned, in-shape guy, and I'm physically destroyed right now from carrying that bear out of there last night at midnight through bare woods down the freezing river. Doesn't get much more Alaskan than that, I don't think. Maybe a little foolish, but it seemed like the best thing to do at the time. So I've learned a little bit. If I ever get to go again, which I will, I'll have better judging capabilities. But it's all part of the adventure, and I had a great time. Hi, I hope you enjoyed the film. That last part pretty much sums it up. You know, I did go there for a big bore, giant Kodiak bear. I did not find one, but I'm perfectly happy with what I came home with. That was an extraordinary hunt. Field shooting positions is something I wanted to hit. Shooting from the bench is great, but you're not going to find a bench out there in the backcountry. Alright, you can kind of see it in the film. But when it came down to it, I used some old broken alders that were falling down. I sat down on my bottom and got that stick rigged up across some standing alders to where I had a good steady position, and I was able to move that branch with my hand to get the up and down. So I had an extremely solid shooting platform for that shot. Shot placement. That bear had no idea we were there, and I caught myself trying to rush the shot. I wanted to make it happen, and as I was attempting to shoot when I went to shoot, I caught myself, you know, the crosshair was still moving around. I just came off the top of a mountain to stalk this thing, and I was moving pretty fast. Heart rate was up. I was after a brown bear. It's going to happen. But I caught myself. I made myself take that pause. I settled, got the crosshairs settled, and I still didn't have the shot I wanted. I wanted to shoot through and hit the far off shoulder is what I wanted to happen, and I didn't have that shot. Finally, I waited and I waited, kept the breathing in check, and the bear finally turned its head up the hill and stepped forward, exposing behind this shoulder to where I could aim at this off shoulder. Squeeze the trigger, and at the trigger, that bear went down hard. The bullet did everything it was supposed to, complete pass through. Bear spun around and was heading downhill. We actually gave it another shot just to make sure, because everybody told me to keep shooting when you shoot these bears. But that was it. I mean, there was no need to shoot it more than that. It was completely done. Your kit that you're taking into the backcountry, if you're especially Kodiak Island, all weather. Everything you take had better be able to take any type of weather you can expect. I took the Savage Weather Warrior as my weapon of choice. It held up superbly against the salt air, the rain that was coming down on us, the snow that came down on us. Rifle functioned flawlessly. and basically rode around strapped to my pack the entire time right up until we took the shot on the bear. But everything else as well. Tape on the muzzle. I say this about every time I talk to somebody. Make sure you take electric tape, wrap your muzzle. You're gonna fall down. Something's gonna happen. No matter how good an experience you are, something's gonna happen where that barrel's gonna end up in some dirt or mud or snow or crud, and you don't want that to end your hunt. Boot spikes or crampons, absolutely essential. Get them, take them, and make sure you put them on. It doesn't matter, because you're not going to want to stop once you're halfway up and then put them on. Put them on at camp and just walk with them on, because you're pretty much going uphill all the time anyway. Well, where I was at anyway. Those certainly allowed me to get more places in a safer manner than if I had not had them on. Looking back at it, I wish I had a lighter spotting scope. Vortex optics are great. I have their scope on my rifle. I had their Talon binoculars I used for glassing. I also took the Viper HD 20 to 60 by 80 spotting scope. Problem is, I found myself leaving it at camp more than I was humping it up the mountain where I probably needed it. It's just big. It was taking up space, and by day 5 or whatever, I was just tired, and I was taking everything out of that pack that I possibly could. If I could, I'd like to have the Razor HD model, 11 by 33 power. I think that's probably plenty of magnification to see what you need to see out there, but it's about this big. So if anybody out there wants to swap me, I'm down. Cryptek gear. I'm sure you'll see me plug it in the video. Guys, it's great stuff. From the rain gear that we were absolutely getting poured on, the puffy jacket, keep me warm. I wore the merino wool as my base layer, then some of the other pants. I pretty much took the entire lineup, minus maybe the Aegis, the heavy winter stuff. And at any given time, I was using it for layers. The vest, jacket, depending on the day. Some days were warm, some days were not. I'll tell you that I was never going to go back to that tent because of the weather. And the weather was nasty. Determination probably had something to do with it. But that gear absolutely kept me out there in the field for the time that I needed to be out there. It was a great hunt. One of the greatest hunts of my life. I'll never forget it. I never thought that I would even see Kodiak Island, let alone hunt it. It went great. It was a late winter. Bears were still in their dens, and I was there at the end of season. The harvest rate was roughly 20% lower than it had been the year prior, and people that were doing guided trips were coming back with nothing. And myself and Matt went in there completely do-it-yourself, flew in with Andrews Air, and we punched our tag. And that's what counts for me at the end of the day. We had an outstanding experience, and we did punch the tag. Thank you.